Waste isn't waste until we waste it. A very warm good evening to everyone. I, Snehi Agrawal, am going to be a host for this session. On behalf of entire Little Scholars fraternity, I would like to welcome you all to this fifth workshop, where classes 6 to 8, henceforth our group B, will be interviewing in a common goal, healthy in, healthy out. In the previous workshop, we learned many new things. Our panelists took the inputs on the work efforts done by our teams. Moving forward today in this session, we'll be looking towards the another piece of knowledge, and our panelists will also be interacting with our teams and our dedicated panelists and our dedicated participants. Not taking much time of yours, handing over the session to our outstanding panelists, Mrs. Nidhi Nikhanj and Mr. Pankaj Sehjwalia.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. How are you? Can we see all of you again today?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
I'm also.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Sir is also good evening, sir. Both of us are sir. Right?
Right. So let's see that whether you are able to hear us. So both the hands on left and right, and you have to move them. Right. So communication is working. Very good.
ऐसे भी कर सकते हो.
Right.
Exercise. So all of you.
Even stretching, stretching.
How was school today? Did you guys go to school?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
It was very
Went to
good.
school?
Yes, ma'am.
Pretty good,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
मैं छोटी थी तो मैं बहुत छुट्टियां लेती थी.
Right. So, but for me, I think we never had a lot of holidays. But yes, as a child, everyone likes to have some vacation, some days off.
I think with your generation and everybody who's present in the world today and a school going child, उनके तो मजे हो गए थे 2-2.5 साल जब से कोविड हुआ था. So much of being at home के परेशान हो गए ना सब लोग. So were you guys also like परेशान being at home?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Totally.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, है ना? So good. You can always tell stories when you get old that हमें तो बहुत छुट्टियां मिली थी.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
All right. So I think today's session is very, very important. And so there's a small, presentation that I'll be sharing with all of you. So let me know if it is full screen.
Yes.
Right? Is it full screen?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So moving ahead, I was able to commendable work by all the teams and amazing ideas. Because we follow a design process, that's why I think today's presentation is very, very essential. So design, being a designer, one thing that I would like to share with everyone. So both of us are designers and we have our own specialization and we follow a process, right? So that process is very essential to even design a game. So we will be sharing some benchmarks in the industry, some really good designs in terms of the game, so that you can now further refine and detail out your games. So starting with characters, the few of you have already tried this. So creating characters and also making using flat solid colors as a background. So I did see certain good combinations yesterday, good color combinations. Just to share with you, red and green and blue and orange, purple and yellow. These are three color combinations that really create a good contrast. You can also try a nice way of writing the words. So I do remember some of you did very well in terms of the writing. It was so neat. The size of the card should be manageable, right? So it should be 2.5 and 4, near that size. So do not make very, very big cards because it will be difficult to pack them, play with them, even a space. So when all of you are sitting down, so you will have limited space. So when you spread those cards, so they should be able to fit in that particular space. The characters can also be created by using basic shapes like a dialog box, a triangle, a circle, and primary and secondary colors can also be used. So try to create more of visuals and try to combine. So if you have four to 5 colors, try to use them within your cards. So if you want to write something, if the cards are all about asking a question, like yesterday there were few of the teams shared that they have questions or you have to guess something. So there should be a dialog box where you will write down the question and then also give a name to those cards. So these are few of the layouts that I'm sharing it with you. So you'll see how simple is the color combination, right? So would you like to add, Nidhi, on color combinations?
Yeah, so it will be great if all of you can, whenever you sit on your laptops again and design your games, quickly Google color wheel. I'm sure you must have studied briefly about color wheel. So color wheel पे क्या होता है? आपको बहुत easily पता लग जाएगा कि opposite colors are always complementary colors or contrasting colors. So like red and yellow, orange and green, or red and green, and purple and yellow, like that. So you will know. You can even pick and choose कि मुझे purple के साथ yellow रखना है कि orange रखना है. So it will help you create a good color scheme for your game. तो कलर व्हील देखेंगे. कलर व्हील के हिसाब से आप जब गेम में कलर्स इनकॉर्पोरेट करेंगे, चाहे कार्ड का बैकग्राउंड है, चाहे whatever characters you're designing, so it will really help you. So please see a color wheel and derive the correct combinations. तो color wheel में हमेशा जो exactly opposite होते हैं ना, round होते हैं, then we have all these colors, primary, secondary and tertiary colors. So the color which is bang opposite any other color is basically complementary colors, like, right? फिर analogous colors होते हैं जो same family के होते हैं. ऐसे करके you can just see, so you'll be able to explain why you used certain colors in your game.
You will also understand that why yellow, orange, red color, why yellow is a happy color, why yellow, orange, red are energy colors, right? Green is associated with environment. So all these explanations you'll have once you understand colors, and you can easily find information online. You can just read about colors. And
Also, it's important to understand, and also it's important to basically connect. जो sir आपको visuals दिखा रहे हैं और ये presentation है, so we may be sharing this presentation with you for your understanding. So you have to see the balance of the colors in one card. अगर आप purple और yellow वाला card देखोगे, तो yellow is just the highlight of in the card. Yet it is showing both the colors, and you can focus on both the things equally. Then जो नीचे वाला card है जिसमें red और yellow है and white space में you have that dialog box, that is also very clear. Red बहुत ज़्यादा use नहीं हुआ, it is balanced out with white ऐसे ऐसे करके, so you will learn all that, है ना?
Interesting point here is also to look at using border. So the border of the card itself, right? And it's also called breathing space. So we leave breathing space for everything. Like for a dialog box also, you'll see there's a thick yellow outline, right? And the thick yellow outline continues in all the cards. Similarly, there's a defined space to write the text, talk, action, questions. So everything is written at the bottom, right? And the size of the font is the same. So few of you did, follow the same process yesterday, but this is for everyone to understand.
This is basically called visual design language. तो आपकी अगर एक गेम है तो आपके सारे कार्ड्स में एक कॉमन विजुअल डिजाइन लैंग्वेज होगी जो आपकी पूरे डिफरेंट कार्ड्स को कनेक्ट करके एक गेम बनाती है ना? So it is not like one card looks something like this thing and the other card looks completely different. So that is how your game becomes part of one. Each card becomes a part of one game. So visual design language को हम follow करेंगे अपनी game को design करने में. उससे मैं connect कर पाऊंगी या उससे हम connect कर पाएंगे कि ये एक ही game है ना? So आज कोई दिखाई ही नहीं दे रहा. ऐसे लग रहा है आज हम क्लास में अकेले हैं वर्कशॉप में. दिख रहे हैं बच्चे, right? Good. I can see. So you are able to understand, no? All of you are able to understand, है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. ठीक है, good.
Just 1 minute. Right. So coming to further going ahead, just give me a minute. There's some technical error. Right. So now the characters could be very, very simple. The details, it could be just the silhouette. So what you right now have is a silhouette with a facial expression.
Silhouette क्या होता है पता है ना?
So silhouette is the outline. So it's the outline, the monster on the left side on the wild card is a black outline where you have eyes and a smiling face. So it's a very cute monster.
Happy monster.
Right. Similarly, we have a cute character for fire, burn. So characters could be very, very simple, and they should also be the focus in the card. Right, so you look at the size of the character, it's almost taking around 50 to 60% of the space. So that's how you bring the focus on the character, and look at how just like the playing cards we use. So the burn and the wild is written on both the sides, right? So it's easy. So irrespective of the orientation, आपने card को सीधा पकड़ा है, उल्टा पकड़ा है, you can still read the name of the card, right?
This is very interesting to focus on. That card game में हम cards उल्टे भी पकड़ सकते हैं, सीधे भी पकड़ सकते हैं, right? Yeah.
So this is another example that how, if you have to show an evil character, you can work on the eyes, right? So you'll accordingly make the eyes more slanting, more focused in the center, right? So I think, as I shared, expressions can be really used well to design a game, right? Whether these are fruits, vegetables, or any other character.
Take the paper and.
All right, please mute yourself, everyone.
कैसे कमर में हाथ रखा है उसने, देख कर, तू भी कर.
All right. So, right. So now look at how just boxes and ladder can bring a context to the game, right? So if it is a ladder, now this particular game is all about ladder cards, right? Or laid out. So laid out cards are basically placed in, when you start the game. So there are 5 cards placed. So it's represented through those 5 white cards in the swap card, right? So this is how you have to understand. So basically whatever you draw can also explain the meaning of the cards. So as I said that expressions, so you can also use our senses. You can talk about listening, talking, expressions we have already done. You can even use ears, lips. So simple symbols can also represent particular part of the game. Another thing I think which is going to be exciting as well as challenging is to create a packaging, right? A packaging with a title, like it's written here as Listen, Let's Talk, a card game for hard talks. And there are 2 characters. So this explains the purpose of this game. So this is also our expectation that you will work out a packaging, right? Now to design the packaging, you also need to understand how to create a box. So you have to look into all available boxes in your house. Could be a mobile box, could be a gift box, right? So different kind of boxes you have to look at to design these boxes. Okay,
next line. This one. So I would like to add here that आप लोगों ने कभी symbols देखे हैं? Symbols कहाँ देखने को मिलते हैं? Can everyone type in the chat box quickly? Where do we see symbols? Hospital, map. Very good. Yes. Perfect. Icons कहाँ होते हैं? Icons. Desktop. Mobile phones भी होते हैं ना icons. तो अगर आप लोग थोड़ा सा स्टडी करोगे अपनी गेम बनाने से पहले, जैसे सर आपको ये सारे कार्ड गेम्स दिखा रहे हैं, how simply it can be done so that it's easier for you and you can also create a very beautiful game, है ना, right? So icons जब आप स्टडी करोगे तो आप ये भी समझ सकते हो कि आप सिंपल ड्राइंग से या सिंपल ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट ग्राफिक के साथ कितना ज्यादा कम्युनिकेशन कर सकते हो. हॉस्पिटल में कितने लोग होते हैं जिनको डायरेक्शन चाहिए, जिनको देखना है कि कौन कहाँ जाएगा, मुझे इस डिपार्टमेंट में जाना है, इस डिपार्टमेंट में जाना है. सिमिलरली टॉयलेट्स में, पब्लिक प्लेसेस में, रेस्टोरेंट्स में, होटल्स में, ऐसे करके. So icons also are very simple way of communicating. So you can also combine your graphics with icons maybe to communicate. So you must see what all different kind of icons are there. जब आप Google करोगे तो आपको दिखेंगे कितनी तरह के icons हैं, और उसमें हम शायद सिर्फ अब danger का अगर किसी ने बनाया है sign danger का, so it will be a red circle with a slanting line, right? With a danger का sign ये होता है, red circle with a slanting line. Danger का sign क्या होता है? A skull with a crossbones. So a red circle with a slanting sign is always that something is stopped. You can't smoke here. So non-smoking zone में होगा cigarette के ऊपर.
No parking, right? So these are icons. These are symbols. So you need to study that in order to, if you can incorporate. It is not necessary for everybody, right? So that I would also like to add. So we communicate beyond words, which means we also communicate with hand. So initially we did this activity of waving and doing this. So, so what is this sign to say that everything is fine or great? If we find something beautiful, we even do this. बहुत अच्छा है, right? So we have this, all the best, right? And many other gestures, right? So that's also a direction for all of you. If you think
Symbols
it
and
works,
icons.
symbols and icons, and we have so many road signages that we look around. They help us to navigate. We look at them and we know at times it's not written that what is the meaning of it, but we know, okay, yahan pe, we are on the mountains and the rocks can come down, and that's the symbol, right? Slanting road, wet floor in malls. So all these signages are written and we understand them. So characters could also be very simple. So in a way, this is another visual language where you basically work on the outline, very strong outline, and then you have a basic color as a circle in the back.
It's
Right?
highlighting the visual or the graphic.
So look at the way that rather than a abstract heart. Now this is a very good concept. The real heart is shown on one of the cards, and the abstract heart is what we use everywhere on our greeting cards, on different days for love, right? But here they have used a real heart. Now the meaning is, the abstract means that it's not the real heart, but it symbolizes the meaning of a heart. Similarly, look at the gestures, like there's a woman or a girl with folded hands, that's namaste. It's a greeting, it's a respect. Similarly, for a creative card, a paint palette and a face is shown, right? So that's how you can use even like a sword on rock. Is in a, it's an analogy which somewhere they are connecting to grow yourself. So so see how even with minimalistic colors you can create a game. Now,
Wow, this is amazing.
so this is a game, black and white, and look at how this black box will stand out from all the colorful boxes, right? And they have used reverse, so they have used white on black for the packaging. They have used black on white
For the cards.
for the cards, and then look at the simplicity and smartness of the entire game design.
So keeping it simple is another very important thing in design. In designing anything that people are going to use. अगर कोई चीज बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स होगी तो उसको यूज करना भी उतना ही कॉम्प्लेक्स लगेगा, राइट? सो अगर कुछ भी सिंपल है तो उसको यूज करना किसी के लिए भी, आपसे बहुत छोटी एज के बच्चे भी खेल सकते हैं, आपसे बड़ी एज के बच्चे भी खेल सकते हैं, आप लोग भी खेल सकते हो. सो यू हैव टू कीप इट सिंपल, राइट? डू नॉट कॉम्प्लिकेट इट. आपका मैसेज हर कार्ड में क्लियर होना चाहिए, सिंपल होना चाहिए. It's not rocket science. You people are very capable. कितने diagrams बनाते हो ना साइंस में, बनाते हो ना?
Yes, ma'am.
है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
तो बस simple सी बात है. So it's very easy to get what we are telling you. Yeah.
Right. And the best of the designs definitely comes with hard work, which means कि हो सकता है आपको you have to do one card 2-3 times, right? Just to get the right card. So you may have to work on it multiple times. But that's where you will be able to become successful, because you will be able to refine, make it much better every time.
So what we are going to see, how many of you are able to understand every detail that we are telling you, every point that we are sharing with you, and you are able to incorporate in the game, based on which you will be evaluated, right? Clear? Yeah.
So look at the one in the red color with fruits, right? And the second one with characters.
You can see in the previous cards how simply they have shown an old lady with white hair. It is very simple. How they've shown kids, how they've shown parent age ke log, grandparents ki age, bachon ki age, teenagers. They've shown all the ages very comfortably, very simply. Yeah.
And also see how they have, if it is an easy game, basic edition. So the next game is an advanced edition. depending on the difficulty of the game, right? And also the age group. Also see how a nose can be represented with a triangle and with a rectangle, right? Look at the mustache, look at the simple hairstyle as ma'am mentioned. So all these things is what we expect you to observe. And since this is a live streaming, so you can go back to this video that will be uploaded just after we finish the session for any references. So this is another way of showing mountains. Look at the contrast of white and black to show mountains. So Nidhi ma'am was sharing about analogous colors. You may use shades of blue. You may have a shade of blue and a light blue, right? So look at how the river is represented. And in this packaging, you can easily see that how cards are placed. So there are different ways of creating boxes. So you also, based on the quantity of your cards, you will also decide the size of your box, and the card should be able to fit. So you have to give some space to the cards so that let's suppose if this is the box that you're creating, you have to make sure that all 4 cards of different types should be able to fit within the box. So you will also be working on the packaging design, right? The color of the pack and the title. Now, this is another way. If you spend a lot of time, now these are practical aspects. Now, if you spend a lot of time creating the cards, and now you feel that the box should be as simple as this beige color box, right? Just with a circular visual with a logo, right? So the name of the game is basically a logo. A logo could have a symbol and as well as text. So always spread your cards and see that, and as I said, keep the size manageable. Now in this, you can also see coins. You can see different kind of coins, and they have values attached to the coins. So I did give that recommendation to a lot of you yesterday, that there should be some coins, or some currency that you can use. Now this is a very nice way of using different coins, where you get, like on different cards, you will get three diamonds, or 2 diamonds, 1 diamond, 5 diamonds. So this is another example. Now the game is about life. Look at the font, life, and with a flower. That's how you can create a logo. You can mention the number of cards. You can mention, how many cards are there. Coming to the final deliverables, right? So far you have started the ideas. You have already created a lot of good content, and you have few of you did use healthy in and healthy out. It's absolutely fine. And if you think that there should be some other name like Fruiticious game or something else, come up with new names. Think of crazy ideas and brainstorm, discuss with each other, and come up with like really, really fun names. Game manual, I think, is something that you have to write down. So you have to create one card which explains it how you're about to play the game.
Your version of how you can play.
Right? So like we did discuss yesterday, different ways of playing the games. So you can mention that this is how player 1, player 2, player 3, this is the game for minimum 2 players, maximum 5 players. So one has to, start the game by picking one card. There are 4 different cards. So you'll write those instructions. It could be written on a paper also, a big paper, but try to keep it brief. So aapka jo game manual hai, that should be, very crisp. If you can explain something in 1 line, explain in 1 line. Do not write 3 lines about it. Okay. So first is you're already working on it. Detailing. So today we have discussed about colors. We have discussed about font, typography, text. We have discussed about visual elements like borders, characters, colors, shapes, expressions, gestures, hand gestures. The layout. So the layout is a combination of everything put together. We have discussed about packaging, which means that you will look at a structure of a box and how to pack your cards. Graphic design is whatever we have discussed till now, and the logo, as I shared with you, is a combination of text and some symbol. Could be a fruit and say that it's an apple game, or a fruit game or whatever, just giving hypothetical examples. I did share yesterday about playing the game, and so you have to capture a video where you are playing the game, and through your gameplay you are explaining its benefits, right? Any questions, any doubts?
Yeah. So there are someone is asking that is there a limitation to the cards? Any limit for the cards? So I think we have a limit for the cards for the reason that you should be able to complete the game. Otherwise, the card game can have 40 cards also and 50 cards also.
Yes.
But 20 is the max, right?
No, they can go at 40, 50. Yes, that was a feedback given to all of you, because you're working in teams.
Yeah,
so there is
right.
no limit. Maybe
Right.
someone come up with just 10, 20 cards, but the gameplay is
Amazing.
wow, right? So it all depends on the quality, right? And quantity is because I did mention yesterday that you would need to have more cards. I've already shared feedback with most of you, right? So now I think we are open to questions.
Yeah, I'll just share one image with all of you and we can continue discussing then.
So we can continue discussing after just 1 small minute. I'll just share an image with you. The reason is, just a second.
Ma'am, where will you share?
मैं शेयर कर रही हूँ, 1 मिनट रुकिए, 1 मिनट बस, just give me 1 second, okay? Yeah. I'll be sharing screen only. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So this is
Color theory. Ma'am, color theory.
हाँ जी बच्चा, color theory. This is what I was talking about when I was saying color wheel देखो और colors कैसे use कर सकते हो. तो ये वाली image हम आपके साथ share करेंगे presentation में, so that you know. So only go by this image. Don't get into researching and studying more about color. इस image को समझो कि secondary colors कौन से होते हैं, tertiary colors कौन से होते हैं, primary colors कौन से होते हैं. आप जब उनको इकट्ठे use करोगे तो कैसा impact आएगा. आपको अगर प्राइमरी कलर्स के साथ ही गेम बनानी है तो आप हर कार्ड में कलर्स चेंज कर सकते हो, प्राइमरी, सेकेंडरी और टर्शरी यूज कर सकते हो, मोनोक्रोम यूज कर सकते हो, एनालॉगस यूज कर सकते हो. इस पिक्चर में एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया हुआ है कि एनालॉगस कलर्स कौन से होते हैं, कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री कौन से होते हैं. ठीक है, टू गिव यू एन एग्जांपल, ऑरेंज के ऑपोजिट कौन सा कलर है बताओगे क्विकली? ब्लू और
Yellow.
ग्रीन के ऑपोजिट
Red.
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 एंड येलो के ऑपोजिट
Violet.
Violet.
येलो ग्रीन के ऑपोजिट क्या है?
Yellow, green के opposite.
Red violet.
रेड वायलेट. The opposite colors are called complementary colors. Okay, so इस फोटोग्राफ को इस पिक्चर को यूज कर लेना, आप लोगों के लिए इजी हो जाएगा. ओके,
Okay, ma'am.
कलर्स. हाँ, that's it. I think we can go ahead discussing the doubts. Yeah, I'll just stop sharing.
Right. So I think now we can take any doubts or questions and anything you want to share. So we can do that. So team Tendu, you have raised your hand. Please ask if there is any question.
Yes, sir. Sir, I want to ask.
Team Anjeev ने भी लिखा है कि sir, I refined my cards according to your feedback and I played it with my friends and they did not want to stop the game.
Okay, we would love to, we would love to look at the game, and definitely I think as we progress and let's hope for the best. Most of your games I'm expecting that are going to be great. So Team Anjeer, right? So any team, one of the
Unmute
teams.
yourself, Team Anjeer. Unmute yourself to show and
So
talk.
one, I think Team Tendu is already there. Any one of the teams, please start sharing.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Ma'am.
Good evening.
Sir, I want to ask that with respect to the card game, can we add something more means as a prop or something with the card game means related to the game, but
Yes, you can have any props.
okay, sir. Thank you.
So are you talking about? Could you give an example? What kind of prop?
So like we can add like a spinning wheel and something like that.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You
Sir.
can add a spinning wheel. Just that you have to also think that you are now also working on the packaging, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. You can. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
So great. Anything else? Team Tendu, anything else?
There was something else written by a student.
So no, I think we have Team Anjeer now, no?
Yeah, there's one question which was already written. So I'm just reading that.
Okay.
Can we use manual instead of exploration on the card? I didn't understand that question. So that's why I'm taking this.
Yes, please ask this question. We are not clear about the question.
Team Nashpati ne pucha tha.
Sir, you said that we can use a paper for describing in brief. So can we use that?
Yeah, manual. So the game manual could be a paper which is folded, maybe folded in 4 parts, and it should fit in the packaging.
Yeah, okay.
Only if the instructions are lengthier.
Yeah.
If you can manage within 1 card or front and back of a card, that's also fine.
So you
Okay.
got the point, Team Nashpati?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Great.
So Team Anjeer, Team Anjeer was sharing their game. Yes, Team Anjeer.
Sir, you had told me to like increase the number of cards and draw the visual. So I have done just that. I'll show you, sir. So look.
Right. Right. So what have you written on the back of the second card that you were sharing?
Sir, these are the make a promise cards that you have to make a promise about.
Make a promise.
Make a promise.
Right.
So your game can also be named Make a Promise.
So
The-
or depends. It depends on the entire gameplay.
Yeah.
Maybe promise is one of the cards. Right. What is the full form of ACW?
Ma'am, sir, it's the name of the game, which is Animal Card Wars.
Oh.
Animal card boards.
Boards.
So these are the
Right.
animals I made.
Right. Right. So now my question to you is that you have seen what we shared today, the
Yes, sir.
colors, the packaging,
Yes, sir.
right? So that's what we are. You have now the first idea with you. You have made it on paper, and you've designed the entire game. Now the further development detailing will be required, right? Based on what we have shared today. So we have shared about colors, we have shared about borders, right? Keeping a text. So a little more refinement will be required, right? But good work.
Also, let me tell all of you, आपने जितनी games देखी, सब में हमारे cards जो थे mostly white color के थे in the background. The reason is कि white background पे outline बहुत अच्छे से दिखती है, colors बहुत अच्छे से दिखते हैं, right? So जो आपकी final game होगी, उसके cards एक तो बहुत अच्छे से neatly कटे होने चाहिए, the final game. And if they are white, it is very easy to see everything on white, है ना? So I would like to take one question again in the box which says, ma'am, my doubt is that the project given to develop cards will only be related to food, or we can use any topic.
I think we did discuss about food. And few of you did also include exercise in yoga. There were like cards yesterday I have seen. And I also shared that you can also talk about, waste, that how waste can be used. So how waste is used. I did talk about positive and negative effect on Mother Earth, right? So your game could be about environment. It could be about, like, someone also had planting trees on birthdays. There was one card I remember yesterday. So yes, I think the starting point is definitely around food, because that is what we get. That's how we survive, right? And that's our medicine for us.
Also, that is the topic for this year.
Right, consumption. So it's all about consumption, and somewhere around that, I think, yes, one should work. So now Team Narangi. Yes, Team Narangi.
Sir, I want to ask what is the video limit, PPT limit to make?
It could be a small video, 1 minute, 2 minutes video, 3 minutes. Keep it short. Keep it short. Make a short video.
3 or 4 minute we can be.
See,
not more than 3 minutes.
I also believe that all of you may not be able to upload the video or something, but making a video is an important process of the game. So the day you will be displaying your games on the final day, your video can be presented there, maybe on a laptop or something. That this was the gameplay, this is the process that you followed as a team. Kahan se shuru kiya tha aur game kaisi bani hai finally. So this video is going to be helping there, right?
So when you make a video, if you think something is not required, if it is 4 minutes, let's suppose, you can either record it again, right? And if you're good with the softwares or mobile phone applications, you may trim it. Nowadays we have in our built-in application on mobile phone, we can trim our videos. All these facilities are there on nowadays as basic features. The smallest of the videos will help you to upload because it would have a small size. Second, you will also be effective to communicate your idea, right? So in lesser number of words or lesser number of showing, the video, you should be able to communicate your idea. So it should not exceed 3 minutes. Try to finish everything in 3 minutes, right?
So, sir, what is the channel name in which we can see this live stream? YouTube. You will receive a link from Setu team. Please ask your respective teachers or group leaders to take this link from the Setu team, right? Okay, the organizing team. I think team Buranj, team Tendu have some questions. They have their hands up.
Right.
So we can start with team Tendu. Akshara, you have a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, yesterday I shared my idea of what my basic gameplay is about, but other cards weren't prepared. Now I have it with me. And the back is the same in all the cards.
Just a second.
And
just a second. Please show again. Acha, eat it or beat it. Okay.
The name of our game is Eat It or Beat It, because it basically means that eat it, matlab eat healthy food, or else wise the unhealthy food will beat down your body in a way like. And it was shared in your presentation today only that we need to work on the expressions. So here we have, like, for an example, I have a card for floor. That's visible, right? And so the floor and grapes card has a smiley happy face with it. And the next card, which is bread, which is unhealthy and processed. So that has like an evil face on it.
Okay. So the bread is not very clear on your card. So the text is very big, and of course it's important to mention. But आपको अगर एक example दें,
I'll get the game.
So Akshara, right? So Akshara,
yes,
important. आपकी presentation बहुत अच्छी है. आपकी कलर कोडिंग भी है ना? So one thing I would want, एक बार दोबारा hold your cards up. Yeah, turn it around first, पीछे back side, yeah. So either the green should become more brighter or the blue has to become lighter because it will stand out. ठीक है? Plus there can be an outline of orange on the blue. और ये आपने shape क्यों use की है? ये star जैसी shape use की है ना बाहर?
That is actually, I don't think so. It is visible with, like, if you'll see it, but it is basically like a ribbon kind of thing that is available now. That is usually like the title of presentation.
Right. So yes.
That.
Yes. So you need to have an outline of the title. There should be a ribbon which goes like this, and then there's a fold, and then the ribbon opens up.
Yes, sir.
You need to have those outline.
So
Okay.
The outlines are there. It is just not
yellow
visible right now.
It is visible. It is yellow or something in color.
Yes,
so
sir.
you need maybe an orange outline, which can be seen more
So
brightly.
another thing would be, because it's a ribbon which is getting folded, so the color will change. So the color of the
So we will do it darker, like
Yes.
orange, yellow to
Yes.
orange or orange to red.
For example, you have blue color of the ribbon, and the blue color on the back side of the ribbon, the one with the cutouts, can become darker, right? So that we can understand that it is basically a ribbon which is folded. Just a small detail.
जब हम
Yes,
गेम
ma'am.
खेलते हैं तो हमें क्या चीज इंटरेस्टिंग लगती है? क्या बच्चों को, आप लोगों को पढ़ना अच्छा लगता है कि आप लोगों को विजुअल देखना अच्छा लगता है? आप चाहोगे ना that I should
Okay,
see.
I can show it here actually.
Yeah.
Right. So wait, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Right.
So the text can become smaller on the bottom. All the power things or all that you've mentioned about your flour and grapes and whatever can be in the bottom. Bread can look bigger because it's about bread. है ना? It has to look bigger. ठीक है? Colors have to be more vibrant. Colors बहुत अच्छे use किए, layouting अच्छी की है.
Right.
So आपको colors थोड़ी bright use करने. Because any game, because it's a game, you need to play it. You should like it. You should want to play it, right? तो visual तो बहुत ही important है. कि आपको क्या दिख रहा है एकदम से. It has to be eye catching. ठीक है? Right? So this is the feedback. I think you're doing well. You are in the right direction. See, sir, आपको कुछ दिखा रहे हैं.
Yes.
So
Yes,
the
sir.
guy sleeping on the banana, resting,
So
enjoying.
60% of the space is taken by the character or the fruit,
Visual, right.
and rest of the space is for your information.
ठीक है?
Text information.
I did not share this before, but I can. This is one of our traditional games. It's one of the expensive games that I've bought, and these are circular cards.
You know, it's called Ganjapa, but ये पुराने तरह के cards ही हैं, playing cards ही हैं.
This is the game that kings of India, or I would say all Arab countries also. There are different versions of this game, and this is made by craftsmen, artisans in India. Let me just show you how it is. And
ये पता है कैसे बनती है? पुराने fabrics को harden करके, starch करके, layer करके एक I think we need to switch the background, then you'll be able to see.
Right,
I'll
right.
just hold this. मेरे उसमें दिख रहा है. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am. Visible.
Can everyone see? Yes, I can see it clearly. I think everyone will be able to see. So,
Yes, ma'am.
so you see, is ये game बिल्कुल card games जैसी होती है.
How the numbers are given.
See how numbers are given. Turtles बनाए हुए हैं simply. कुछ rocket science नहीं है इसमें drawing में. और ये सारा कुछ hand done है. ये printing नहीं है. ये हाथ से पेंट ब्रश से बनाया गया. आर्टिसंस ने खुद बनाया.
Save each card.
They save each card in between with a normal brown paper cut into circle ताकि ये चिपके नहीं आपस में. This is how the game is packed in that box, right? And that box is also made out of paper mache. It is not a technology that is used. कोई machine use नहीं की गई है उसमें. हाँ? So I'll show you more.
Look at the color scheme, how they have used.
See how they've made it different. So इसमें आपको कितने turtles दिख रहे थे? 10. हमारे playing cards में numbers होते हैं ना from 1 to 14 or 1 to 10, and then king and queen and all are also numbered, right? So similarly, the other number 5, it has a beautiful pattern.
Show this contrast.
Okay. अच्छा, इन्होंने क्या किया है? They have also categorized in this game by using gods and demons. They have made teams. जैसे हमें हमारे playing cards में 4 colors होते हैं ना, वो heart और वो और whatever you call it, है ना? ठीक है? So they have done it by showing demons and
Sir has made it himself. Sir has made it.
नहीं, सर ने नहीं बनाई बच्चे, ये ना हमारे इंडिया में बहुत सारे क्राफ्ट्समैन हैं और हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स होते हैं. ये एक गेम है जो हाथ से क्राफ्ट्समैन ने पेंट करके बनाई है और इसमें कुछ भी नया यूज नहीं हुआ. एनवायरमेंट फ्रेंडली
अभी भी ऐसे बनते हैं.
ऐसे बनते हैं. हमने अभी खरीदी है, ये बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है क्योंकि ये हैंडमेड है. ये हमने अभी खरीदी क्योंकि हमें लगा ये बहुत अच्छी और सुंदर गेम है. We should have it.
It's a collect, it's basically a collection now. It's not ये Kings के time.
People don't play it now.
Right.
But see how beautifully they. Can you see the fish? 3 colors है इसमें, black, red, yellow. That's it.
No text. No.
इसमें कोई words नहीं है, numbers नहीं है.
So only the gameplay, there will be just a manual to explain the game, and you have to just play through visuals.
Same color, background change, and turtles बना दिए ऊपर. There's no number written on it. There's no words written on it. ठीक है? Then I'll show maybe a couple of more cards to you. So जब सिर्फ 2 numbers रह जाते हैं, so numbers, it's easily seen. Can we see this? So I love the way. अभी भी मुझे पेंट की खुशबू आ रही है.
This is the god, and these are the, this is one set of cards. So how they have explained that?
So ये एक set of cards कैसे बनाते हैं? एक color, जैसे हमारे उसमें होता है ना. एक मिनट, ये देखो. So this is how maybe 1/4 of the game has. This is the god. This is the symbol of the turtle they have used, and how the cards have been made with turtles. So ये game का एक part है. मतलब ऐसे 10 cards होंगे जिसमें ये 10 नंबर है, ये 4 नंबर है, ऐसे और भी नंबर्स हैं from 1 to 10 और 14.
So this is called refinement, simplicity, using best of the colors, right?
And doing it by hand. ऐसा नहीं है आप लोगों को गेम प्रिंट करवानी है, बट हम ये एग्जाम्पल देख के आपको समझ में आएगा कि क्या आप लोग
maybe made this at home.
आपका क्वेश्चन है क्या है, दोबारा बताओ.
Maybe made this at home.
Sir will answer that. Sir, can they make it at home, the game?
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
What is your question?
Sir, maybe make this at home.
This game.
Yes, sir.
The games that you're making abhi right now, you're making them at home, right? But this is basically the game is made by an artisan. एक कारीगर हैं जो जिनको ये art आता है.
जो गेम ये बना रहे हैं क्या वो घर पे बनानी है?
तो घर पे तो बनानी है. Yes, you are anyways making at home. The games that you're creating are creating.
Sir, this game which you showed show us.
Right. The game is made by an artisan जिनको ये craft आता है, जिनको they are able to create these layers, right?
It must be made at home or in a workshop. या उनके workshop पे उन्होंने अपने घर में workshop बनाई हुई है.
Right. So their own space, their own workspace. It could be at home. Yes, it could be at home.
Yeah.
And this is a very famous game in entire Asian belt. Till Arab countries and India, this is one of the very famous games of kings. They used to play this game.
आप समझ लो पुराने ज़माने की ताश.
If you remember Mahabharata and the game that they played, and Pandavas, they lost the game. Similarly, this is one of the games that kings used to play. All right. So I think now we are
Okay,
open
sir.
to questions. Any more questions? So team Buranj.
Sir, I want to ask what could be the thickness of the cards approximately?
So the thickness of the card, it's called GSM, right? It should be that much that it's not easy to fold it, and it should not, get spoiled easily.
जैसी थिकनेस आपकी कार्ड्स की होती है जो आप खेलते हैं ना घर में, ताश के पत्तों की जो थिकनेस होती है.
So when you go to the market, you can say that I want the GSM. It's called GSM is the thickness of a paper. So you can ask for 150 GSM, 190, 200 GSM, and you can decide that this is good enough card. It would not get spoiled. No one can fold it easily. So that you can decide the thickness. It should be definitely around 120, 150 minimum. इससे नीचे नहीं होना चाहिए, 150 से नीचे नहीं होना चाहिए thickness.
Somebody is asking, sir, can we use printed icons in our cards?
I think it's open, but we would love to see if you already have that skill of drawing something, we would like to see that of effort. But yes, it's open. You can print, but I think as a priority.
I think what you can do is you can use the skill set of your team members. If you are not comfortable drawing, ask someone in the team who's very good at it, because it's a team effort.
Because we'll really appreciate originality. I think handwork will be appreciated definitely.
We don't need 5 games from one team who has 5 members. We need 1 game from one team. Clear?
Right. One really good game with original idea,
and it has to be a team effort. So you have to club up.
So
talk to each other.
So far, the games that you have created and the next refined version of it with good colors or simplification, you will see that journey of yours of designing and developing a game, and that's what I think is the entire design process.
Yeah. So another question is, sir, we have to present this game only on the competition on October 2nd. अच्छा, सारे questions आप लोग sir को ही पूछ रहे हो.
So in terms of the presentation and all, I think you can ask your coordinators.
Yeah.
How it will be done, how much time you will get to present on October 2nd, right? Or how it's going to be. Coordinators will help you. I'll move on to the next team Sitafal.
One thing I would like to tell all of you is that 2nd October को तो जो presentation होगी वो सही है, but you have to continue working on it along with us so that you have a very good product, very good game on the 2nd of October. We are not sitting and waiting कि 2nd October को एक अच्छा game आएगा, but we are seeing it every day so that it is refined and becomes beautiful till that day. Right? Okay,
Right.
Team Anjeer? Clear?
So even I think the process is very important. So we have gone through. So those who have shared the ideas, we already know how they have progressed. And, so there are 2 things. One is the final game. And second, definitely the process that you have gone through.
Team Assembly.
Yes.
Team Assembly, you can share your question, please.
Ma'am, I have the question that I am from Team Mozambique. So our team has made a game about Mozambique. Sir, but can we make another game about any other topic or any other fruit?
Right. Now, okay, first of all, I think your brother, sister is there. And that was what he or she is doing is what we call play. Right? When she got that hand into the frame. So coming back to your question, yes, you can make more games. But the first and foremost thing is if the game is Mosami, it should be one. So the one game done very well in terms of colors, gameplay, packaging should be the focus. So quantity is not the focus. You can make more games, but make sure the one game that you create is complete in all aspects. तो जो भी हमने आपको समझाया है वो सब कुछ उसमें होना चाहिए. So as a recommendation, as a suggestion, I would say work on one game, complete it, and if then you have time, you can think of more ideas.
So Shivansh, one very simple thing. This workshop is going to help you understand how to create games around any topic, right? You're learning that, right? But जब आप इस गेम को बहुत ही अमेजिंग बनाने वाले हो, मौसम्बी के इतने एस्पेक्ट्स हमारे सामने आने वाले हैं, कि उसका क्या क्या बन सकता है, उसके न्यूट्रिशन को कैसे इंटैक्ट रख सकते हैं, उसका लाइफ साइकिल क्या हो सकता है, उसके छिलकों का बाद में क्या हो सकता है। तो उसके इतने एस्पेक्ट्स हैं, अगर आप उसको गेम प्ले में गेम की इंफॉर्मेशन के थ्रू बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुली उस एक चीज पे वर्क करोगे और उसकी गेम बनाओगे, that will help you understand now I can do anything with further topics. Focus, clarity, and give us a very beautiful Mossambi game. Nothing else for now. Focus on only one thing.
Focus on one game.
Right.
Now there's a chat in the chat. One of those team Akshara has written, I would like to ask that like all the members have made this set of cards already. Now the new specifications have been introduced today. So the final game that we will present on 2nd October has to be made again. Yes. Yes.
It's called refinement, Akshara. So design में हम कभी भी एक चीज बना के खुश होके नहीं बैठते हैं. जब हम मार्केट में जाते हैं, हमें कोई बहुत अच्छी चीज लगती है, वो वहां तक इसलिए पहुंची क्योंकि उसमें रिफाइनमेंट्स और इम्प्रूवमेंट्स हुए, क्योंकि उसको बेहतर बनाया गया, है ना. हमारे घर में एक मिक्सर जूसर मिक्सर होता है, मिक्सी होती है जिसमें हम खाने को चर्न करते हैं. आपको पता है उसके कितने डिजाइन बनते हैं हर साल. हर कंपनी न्यू डिजाइन इंट्रोड्यूस करती है हर बार जब नई कार लॉन्च होती है. ऐसा नहीं है कि i10 और i20 जो पुरानी गाड़ियां थी और इस साल अगर नहीं हो रही है तो सेम डिजाइन के साथ लॉन्च होगी, नहीं.
So like the prototypes are first made and then the final thing is introduced in the market.
These are prototypes and you can make any number, but yes, towards 2nd October you have to put your best foot forward. You may end up doing the entire game in a very refined way. तो अब हर चीज सोच के करनी है. हमेशा एक्स्ट्रा कार्ड्स रखो कि अगर ये खराब हो जाएगा तो मैं साथ के साथ नया दोबारा बना लूंगी. Always have extra cards with you. So what you can do is आप वो थिकनेस का पेपर लो, मार्केट से वो शीट्स कटवा लो, या स्कूल में you know whichever school you are in, you can put this thing forward to your coordinators, your teachers, that we need इतने साइज के. अगर मेरे गेम में 40 कार्ड्स हैं फॉर एग्जांपल या 50 कार्ड्स हैं, तो मुझे वो 50 कार्ड्स का हर एक बच्चे के पास सेट होना चाहिए और 2 सेट्स होने चाहिए प्लेन कार्ड्स के, so that if you spoil one card you can make another one, and if you spoil that you make another one. You don't have to limit yourself कि यार कार्ड्स खत्म हो गए अब क्या करूं, काटना पड़ेगा, मेरी तो लाइन ड्राइंग खराब हो गई, you know.
And work as a team. I think work as a team and enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Right.
So don't be afraid of doing it again. Don't be afraid.
So right, it's like eating food. We eat every day, again and again. We take bath again and again.
And mummy or someone has to make it again and again.
Right. Team Sitafal. Yes, please ask.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Ira. Yes.
Sir, I wanted to just ask that can I add some special cards in my game?
Sure. Why not? Please add special cards.
Yes, sir. That,
Can you give an example?
So first one card is a skip card that if it will throw the skip card in a game, the next person in line to play after this card is played loses his or her turn and is skipped. We will say skipped.
Right. Yes, you use skip card, and I will love to also see some Hindi words, used in cards. So we have such a amazing language. You can use English also, I'm saying, but it's for everyone. That if you find like really nice words, you can use Hindi as well.
जैसे हमने आप लोगों की टीम के नाम specifically हिंदी में रखे. We could have told you team apple, team banana, team whatever.
So
right?
think of nice Hindi words also. It will be interesting for
Because
everyone. Open to everyone.
We are Indians, no. Let's kind of bring that out, So how many of you know the names of the teams and which fruits they are? सबको पता है कौन से fruits हैं?
So
सबको पता है?
So as so sorry to you want to complete?
No, I'm done.
So Team Manjeer is writing that inspiration is from Uno. Take inspiration from any game. Any game. So we have no problem. You want to take inspiration, you want to use game of any game, you can. What will differentiate, what will make you unique is the content, right? The components and the idea of promoting health. All right. So feel free. आपने कितने permutation combination use करने हैं, आपने कितनी games को जोड़ के game बनानी है. So what we have given you is design directions, right? We have told you how smart you can work in terms of design, colors, text, and the appeal of the entire game.
So health, wellness, and the information that we've given you in the first 2 workshops has to come out in your game, right? So I think we'll give you time now to work on the refinements of your game.
Right. Yes, Ira, you were saying something.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I wanted to add one more card also.
Ira, add as many cards as you want to. There's no restriction. You can add as many cards, and it has to make sense. Okay. Now, when I say that use any game, use any gameplay of Uno or any other game, I have no issues. But it has to fit. It should fit within the gameplay. तो ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए कि क्योंकि हमें पता है कि ऊनो कैसे खेली जाती है, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि ताश और एनी अदर लूडो और कैसे खेला जाता है, तो हम सिर्फ उसको डालने के लिए डाल रहे हैं. इट हैज टू मेक सेंस आल्सो. दैट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग कि आपकी गेम में वो एक नेचुरल फ्लो होना चाहिए, वो गेम खेलने में एंजॉयमेंट आना चाहिए, और कुछ भी फोर्स फिट नहीं लगना चाहिए कि डालने के लिए डाला, ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए. And so far, I'm very sure what I've seen the work yesterday, and and there are stages. That's why today we have told you what else should be done. क्योंकि अभी तक आपने concept बनाया, detailing आपकी अब शुरू होगी, right? So feel free, Ira, to add any number of cards, any new features, any twists in the game. You have all the freedom. Hina, yes, Hina, you may ask your question.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. Sir, the game which we are talking about in the concept, right? Packaging and the graphics and the language, sign language and all, and packaging, of course. But I have one thing, like my team has come out to be little creative. I don't know whether I should, because they have made 2 games, one game, but 2 models. One which can be packed enough, the other which will look nice to display. I mean, the bigger version of it, like I may say, once where we have a photo on the mobile, the other we see on the LCD panel.
Right. So, right. So, I'll tell you. As part of the process, right?
Yes, sir.
I think the bigger cards and the smaller cards, we would like to see them, right? We will also see that journey. So it's always good to show that journey from big cards to small cards. And process is 50, it's basically 50% is the final outcome, which is the game. 50% is the journey to reach, to arrive, to design that game. So big cards, small cards, all iterations, all changes are most welcome.
And it's important to display. Yeah.
No, so what I wanted to ask was a little different, though you got it slightly different. What I'm trying to say is they have made 2 versions. One is packed enough, but like suppose you come to me as a judge or as any other walk-in person to my particular table. So they will show you, of course, the final one which can be packed, but they'll make you play on the other platform where you feel like more good to play the bigger figures, the bigger pictures, the bigger things.
Sure, more.
That's what I'm trying to say.
We would love to do that.
Hina ma'am, so your presentation will matter also. The process will matter. If the game is having all that has been spoken about and discussed with you, all the factors are considered, it's no problem, when you're playing and when you see a packaged game and you're playing it on a platform which children have created. So the presentation definitely matters.
Right.
So that's what, they have created 2 versions of the same game. One which they will be like putting as a display, which if comes in a market is well defined. And the other which will like give you good graphics when you are playing in the competition. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's very exciting to hear that.
Right. We're happy. We'll be happy to have 2 versions.
Yeah.
Because this team, actually the children on their own came up with this idea that, ma'am, okay, this game, if comes in a market with little graphics printed using machines, so this way it can come up. But when we are in a competition, we would like to present that way. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm asking.
हीना मैम आप कौन सी टीम से हो?
Ma'am, this is Team Khajur.
Okay, so I would really request all the teachers who are associated with their independent teams in the next workshop, which is going to be day after, that they
Okay.
please discuss with us whatever concerns, whatever they want to share, whatever questions they have, because up till now we've been interacting mostly with the kids. But
Okay.
your support is very necessary, just like Hina ma'am has discussed things and shared something with us. So every teacher, would be required so that, we can give them directions, guidance, and you can assist children to present on that day.
Sure.
Actually, we have been attending your and sir's meetings every day. Our team teachers, we both of them, me and Nandini ma'am, are there, and we
Right.
both are attending your sessions regularly. And we knew everything, whatever you discussed, because we wanted kids to be with the kids. That's why.
Wow, that's so nice.
And as all of you know, the day after session is all about presentation display online, right? So the 29th session. So I think that's why there's a 1 day off in between, and so that all the teams can work and have a great online display presentation.
So you guys have to present as if it's the final day. So
Right.
work like that. And I
Okay, ma'am.
request
Okay.
all the teachers to be present. So Team Setu can please make a note of this, that all the teachers are present. And today, tomorrow, and day after, they are supporting the students to bring this presentation online.
And if possible, if you can also click a picture together as a group, we would
Yeah.
like to see everyone, all students, mentor, teacher together as one team.
Yeah. So there are going to be 2 things. One is as a team. One is of the game. A very nice picture where the game is very beautifully presented. However,
Right.
you people want to
Dis-
present or display.
Right. So use all your creativity and you have all the freedom to do anything, right? Any number of versions and just enjoy the process. With that, I'll move on to, thank you so much. It's nice to have good participation from
Yeah,
teachers.
From teachers as well. Team
Right.
Buranch.
Thank you, Hina ma'am. So we'll move on to Team Buranch. Any question?
Sir, is it important to write the advantages and disadvantages of the food we are taking oranges? So this is
Right.
basically the knowledge of the food. So we have to write the advantages for sure, or we can only write the nutrients we get from the fruits or food.
Up to you. I think if you think that advantages and disadvantages are helping in the gameplay, if with advantages I can move ahead in the game, with disadvantages of maybe dead food, I may lose the game. It all depends on how you have planned it.
So
At this stage, I do feel that it has to be part of the game. So if you think they both are important and very important for the game, include them. If you think you're not using it in the game, then you may remove them.
So I would like to add here. So can I know your name, please, from Team Kamra?
Ma'am, from Shagun.
Shagun. So just
Yeah, Shagun, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ शगुन, तो सबसे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट ये है समझना, हमने जितनी इंफॉर्मेशन आपके साथ शेयर की, तो जब आपकी गेम कोई खेलेगा, है ना, फॉर एग्जांपल, क्या उसको एडवांटेजेस पता होने से कोई फर्क पड़ेगा? सो दिस गेम इज आल्सो लर्निंग अबाउट थिंग्स, फैक्ट्स अबाउट fruits and vegetables or other things, right? So will that person also benefit from the game when that person is playing? And is this information helping the gameplay, as sir has said? So ask these 2 questions to yourself and then decide. ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
Clear है? कोई और डाउट है इस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट के बारे में?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
ठीक है. All right.
Last question, Team Kamrak.
Team Kamrak. Your voice is breaking.
You can also write in the chat if
Huh.
there's a low connectivity.
Okay.
Yes, because I think your voice is breaking. Yes, I think you can just write in the chat and we'll be able to answer. And all the best, everyone. I think take this as a challenge. I know some of you may feel that we are doing it again, but doing it again is what we call a design process. All right.
Because when you do it again, you will make it better than before.
Right.
So there's one question from Team Narangi, which the Team Narangi member is asking that if the name is written only on the box and not behind every card, is it okay? So when
You
we
have the freedom, I think, because we will only understand if once we see that how the name works on the packaging. Please continue.
I think it's important to have the name of the game or the logo or the sign of the game on every card.
Right, and
That
it can
helps.
become small. It can
It
become
can be
small.
a smaller, like आप packaging पे बड़ा बना सकते हो और cards पे छोटा कर
As
सकते
per
हो.
the size of
Yeah.
the cards, you can make it smaller. I think that Eat It, Beat It was a good example.
Yeah.
Right.
Excuse me.
So
Buransh has written that, ma'am, it is necessary to write advantages. ये तो हो गया ना? Yes, you're done.
I would also like to ask one more question.
Yes.
Ma'am, like sir said that the cards should be packed nicely, so we have to keep the size a little bit smaller. So like you told 2.5 by 4, this is the dimensions of the card. So if we write something on the card like advantages, so we can't write it on the backside because the name of the game will be written on the backside. So we have to write those in very small fonts. So will that be visible?
Right. So you can have 3 by 6, we have no issue. You can double the size, we have no issues. You can make it 4 by 6, we have no issues.
Also,
right? So we are removing that restriction of making it very, very small. You can double the size easily. All right.
I think we are all good to go now. So any more doubts or something, you can directly like share it with us.
So just to add, like you actually shared a very practical reason that why the card should be big in size. Feel free to use a big size because you should just need a valid reason. And since you have designed the game, you have the ownership of designing a lovely game. And feel free to have a bigger size as well.
Also, the card size could be as big as your phone screen. That's okay if they feel good and they have a good message and everything is there. Don't just make the visual very. ऐसे नहीं लगना चाहिए कि visual आपस में text के साथ लड़ाई कर रहे हैं कि text भी घुसाया हमने, visual भी घुसाया. So make it look pretty. Presentable.
And size could be bigger, smaller. Because, my point of sharing a small size was just this: when you play the game, how much space do you have, right? So you have to spread the cards. So that was the only one point which I shared, but you also have a very valid point. Have all those reasons. You have all this sorted out, and all the very best. So feel free. Do not feel restricted with whatever we have shared. We have just guided you. Feel free to design any size, any number of cards, any number of games. Just focus on what we have tried to teach you in terms of design, colors, functionality, gameplay, and everything.
So last thing I want to end with is Team Kamrak has asked कि हमने अक्टूबर को कैसे present करना है 2 अक्टूबर को. वो आपको परसों पता लगेगा. When you will present and we will give you feedback. So you will have to reiterate, if you need to add some things to it, you will understand. Don't worry. Just one thing you have to remember. We have to give our best to our game. This is my game. This is our game. This is Team Buransh. This is Team Kamrak. We have to give our best, right?
So I would say that for 24 hours, focus on the design.
Yeah.
Complete it. Focus on the packaging. And for last day, think of presentation. First is getting the game ready in all aspects. The packaging is ready, and then work on the online presentation for time being. So 2nd October क्या होगा वो हम will discuss later. With that note, I think we had a great time, right? and all the best around. And you can unmute yourself and just clap for each one of you for your efforts.
Amazing work.
Wishing you all the best and looking forward to our online presentations on 29. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Team Setu, we can.
I think we'll call it a day now.
Thank you to both our panelists for making this session wonderful. So finally, we come to the end part of our session. I would like to say thanks again to our panelists for their informative and interesting talk, and to all the participants for their active participation. As you know, next and last workshop is on 29 September, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. In this session, we'll be seeing the presentation online. So please prepare accordingly. See you all there. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.